I was born in the year 1239, son of King Henry III and Queen Eleanor of Provence. From the moment I could walk, I stood taller than most, long of limb and strong in frame. It was for this that they called me Longshanks. My father was a gentle and devout man, but I learned from his reign what a king must never allow: weakness, division, and defiance. I swore that when my time came, I would rule with strength and command, so that no baron would ever again think to rise against his king. When I was still young, England was torn apart by rebellion. I rode beside my father in the Second Barons' War and faced Simon de Montfort, a man once noble, but blinded by pride. At Evesham in the year 1265, I led my men to victory. The field ran red that day, and England was won back for the crown. That battle forged my spirit. I learned that to rule a kingdom, one must sometimes wield the sword before the scepter. When my father died in 1272, I became King of England. I had waited long for that crown, and I meant to wear it well. I was a king not of peace, but of purpose, born to build, to conquer, to shape the realm into something greater than it had been. My first task was Wales, that proud land of mountains and fierce princes. Its leader, Llywelyn ap Gruffydd, refused to bow to me, and so I brought my armies against him. The war was long and bitter, but in the year 1282, Llywelyn fell, and Wales was mine. To show my rule was firm, I raised mighty castles of stone, Caernarfon, Conwy, Harlech, fortresses of power and beauty, their walls standing still against time. Within them I planted English law, English order, and my son, born in Caernarfon itself, was named Prince of Wales. Thus began a new chapter in England's dominion. But my gaze did not rest there. Beyond the northern hills lay Scotland, a land of warriors, proud and untamed. When its throne fell into dispute, I claimed the right to judge between the rival lords. Yet when they defied me, I answered as a king must, with war. In the year 1296, I marched north and took their crown. For a time, Scotland bowed to me, but rebellion rose soon after under a man named William Wallace. Wallace was bold, a thorn in my side, yet worthy of respect. In the year 1297, he struck my armies at Stirling Bridge and broke them. The loss burned like fire in my heart. The next year, at Falkirk, I met him again and crushed his force beneath English might. Still, Scotland would not yield. Wallace fled into the shadows, and though he was captured at last and executed in 1205, the flame he had kindled did not die. After him came Robert the Bruce, a man of cunning and courage. My wars in Scotland dragged on, year after weary year. I was an old man then, yet I would not rest. I swore to bring the Scots to heel before I died, for I could not bear to leave the task undone. I was more than a soldier, though the sword was ever in my hand. I was a maker of laws, a builder of order. I reformed England's courts, strengthened her laws, and called men from shire and borough to sit in Parliament beside the barons. In my time, England grew not only in strength, but in structure. Her people more governed, her rulers more bound by counsel. I am Edward, the first of that name, Longshanks, Hammer of the Scots, king of a realm forged in iron and will. I was not gentle, nor always just, but I was steadfast. I left behind a kingdom greater than I found it, its walls strong, its voice loud, its kingship firm.